do have skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
To translate it for me?
You can either accept what I'm telling you is what's required today or not. I'm not going any deeper than that.
I don't want to argue.
I'm sorry, Mark. I've told you this is what's required today. Your name, whether you answer it or not, is going to be in courtroom for.
I'll be there to represent that person. I'll be present as it. That's exactly it. All I've tried to do is have discussion with
Stop being argumentative, Mark.
Argumentative is to clarify, is it not?
Stop being argumentative, Mark.
I wish to clarify it.
And there you go, okay? I'm ending this now, okay?
So you're not willing to interpret these words for me?
I can't take it any further.
Why not?
No, I'm not prepared to. It's beyond the scope of my role as a duty lawyer, which is to represent unrepresented people or a person.
Well, is people a person? What do you mean?
Before we start, you got your phone there with the camera facing me. Before we start, you got your phone there, with the camera facing me. The camera facing me. Can you turn it off? Turn it off.
Is there a reason for that?
You're not allowed to record here, because if you had asked, you're not allowed to record here, because if you had asked, security there will take it off here. Security there will take it off here.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to why.
There is the law of the court.
But the camera's recording me.
Yeah.
And you're a public official,
You're
are you
not supposed to be recording if I don't approve of it. Supposed to be recording if I don't approve of it.
There's no expectation of privacy in public.
You need to turn that around and put it in your pocket.
Oh, okay.
You need to turn that around and put it in your pocket.
The legislation was passed by the government.
I still haven't heard a man or a woman's name yet. Who is saying that they have authority to tell me what to do? Well, I haven't met Mr. or Mrs. Government. I need to know what man or woman is taking reverse liability, saying I can't do something.
The way the system works is that we vote the government in and they pass legislation.
Okay, so do you have proof that I have registered my person as elector or a voter within the registration of elections? Do you have evidence that I have consented to be governed in that fashion?
I'm not interested.
You're not interested? So, well, my understanding is that I'm governed under consent through my person. Is that correct?
I can't comment.
Why not? You're the New Zealand Law Society, are you not? Are you not the manager?
I'm not, and I'm not qualified to give legal advice on these matters.
So then why are you trying to tell me what legislation says if you're not legally qualified to tell me what it means? Do you understand that?
I do understand it.
Right, well, how can you honestly tell me that legislation says this and that when you're not legally trained and don't understand the language? I gave notice to the New Zealand Law Society that every single thing I would be doing would be made public. And there was no rebuttal to that whatsoever.
Well,
so you were given notice.
The rebuttal's at the bottom of the decision.
Yeah, and I'm ringing for clarification to that notice at the bottom of the decision, which is written in legal terms that I don't understand. And you're apparently not legally trained to give me the advice. I've given notice that everything I am doing in regard to this matter is going to be made public. No one's rebutted that statement. So who is saying that I can't, and who is saying that they have authority to tell me what I can? Some reverse liability for the actions and the decisions of the New Zealand Law Society. Is there anyone there that has a backbone and is willing to take responsibility for the decisions?
The decision speaks for itself.
No.
Clause in the legislation that talks about publication.
Again, I don't understand legislation. It's written in legal terms and conditions that I don't comprehend, and you aren't trained to tell me what they say and don't say. So how can you honestly tell me what your interpretation of legislation is? For a lawyer would have their first and foremost responsibility to the bar. They have an oath to the Law Society, do they not?
They have their foremost
duties and obligations are to the court.
Okay, so, but it's not to the client though, is it?
Alright?
So it's not to the client.
That's all good. I just thought I'd bit of plastering under the table. It's not like it's a crime.
Actually, these guys are committing tax crime. At Inland Revenue, we're looking hard at undeclared cash jobs.
Is there a law stating that any man or woman is obliged in any way to pay tax of any form?
It is law to pay tax.
Is it law or is it legislation? Like legislation is a legislative rule of society given the force of law. So, you know, legislation is what this is all backed up by. I take it you're going to say an act of some sort. So an enactment is a written legislation. It's not law. It's given the force of law. It can't be law. It can't be given the force of itself. If you get my drift. You know, there's other laws. There's natural law, universal law, contract law, feudal law, family law. There's about 30 different types of law.
Yeah.
So I'm asking for the statutory instrument, the legislative act, that states that a man or woman is obliged in any way to pay tax.
What I might do is transfer you to my support team who knows more about this than me.
Sure. Anyone that's legally trained would be awesome because they'd understand the
read it
language.
on our website. If you go to ird.govt.nz, on the tab that says individuals and families, there's all the information you'll need to know about paying tax and all your obligations. Yes, you do.
I do.
Law and it is in legislation.
Okay.
Also, if you type in tax evasion in our search bar or even on Google, it will come up with all the cases and all your obligations.
Okay, so I get this straight then. So if I'm just a man working and I get given something, I have to give you guys some part of it.
Yes. So
Yeah, but do you understand the difference that I'm trying to make here? The difference between a man and a person? I mean, I wouldn't be representing as a natural or a legal person within a society called New Zealand as a tax agent or as a voluntary tax servant. What I make with my own two hands is mine. So unless I have registered my person as a voter or elector on the electoral roll, no legislative rule of society has any force and effect over myself or person. If I'm just being a man or woman, there is no contract because you can only be contracted through the person or the persona. So what I'm saying is if I choose not to represent the person and I just be present on earth as a man and not in any society, from what I've understood, it's upon the declaration that people are told to read something, and if they think they understand it, then they're therefore obliged to do it. So I'm asking for clarification because, I mean, I didn't write this legislative rules. I'm not legally
you
trained.
being an individual of New Zealand, you live in New Zealand, you're a tax resident of New Zealand.
I live in my body, I live on New Zealand, and the smallest words are the most defining. I don't live anything other than my body.
Yes, but you still live in New Zealand.
I live on New Zealand. New Zealand, the landmass. I don't live in any country. I live on the landmass, the continent. And this is the ambiguity I'm speaking of. I mean, you're thinking that I'm a person who lives in New Zealand.
You are.
I am just a man living on Earth. If there's no joinder being like for instance, the word "you" is a plural. You're saying you are obliged to pay tax. Well, you is, because you is the joinder between the man and the person. Now I'm saying me, myself and I, not you, me, myself and I do not have to pay tax. And I'm asking for another man or woman to show me some written contract stating that I do. So pointing me to the website and saying go and read it, well, it doesn't matter because I didn't author the document, and I need to know the interpretation of the words in the documentation from the author's perspective. What I think the words mean doesn't matter. I need to know from the author's perspective what these words get that if I choose to be a person within the society...
You don't choose. You don't choose whether or not you pay tax. You have to pay tax on everything you earn. So if you're earning income in New Zealand, you have to...
You're telling me I have to. You're saying I don't have a choice in the matter, because we're all equal.
Same for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not the same for everybody. I lay a bet the people in Kathmandu in India don't have to do the same rules as New Zealand. So
every tax system is different. Every country has different rules.
Exactly. Every country. Now, I'm just a man on the continent. I'm not working in the country. I mean, would you meet me in the tree, or would you meet me at the tree, or on the tree? I'm not in anything other than my own body. So, for me to, and the differences here between present and represent. I'm present as a man on earth, and whether I choose to represent myself as a person within a society is my question. Now, my understanding is that I have a natural person, the birth certificate that mum and dad signed me up for when I was born. Now that's my persona that I can represent within New Zealand as, but I don't have to. I don't have to register. Register meaning signing over legal title ownership. I do not have to register a person within anything. It's, you know, it's a free society, isn't it? Don't I have free will? Or do I have to do everything a government tells me to do? Because, you know, government is only created by man acting upon words written on a piece of paper. Government doesn't exist. It's
law.
Sorry?
It's still the law.
It's not the law, it's legislation.
Well, there is a law that you have to pay tax, and it's also in legislation. You are living in New Zealand. You are...
I am living on New Zealand. I am not living in New Zealand. I live on it.
It's the same thing.
It is not the same thing. It's not. It's. You might think it's a semantic argument, but it isn't. It is not the same thing. Can you prove that I am living in anything other than my body? Can you?
Alright, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, yep.
Alright, okay, so just write it down a number. It's 1800
1800
336
326, did you say?
336 952.
336 952.
Did you download it? Did you, what you can...
Well, I got up to the run part, but then, see, Alan, or was it Alan? Sorry, Thomas said that, that it would give you guys, like, limited access to my data and stuff. And I wanted to know the name of you guys so I could, just in case something goes wrong, I have some sort of reverse liability to go chasing you up for. And in fact, I even went to your website and I had a look at the testimonials, and there aren't any. I mean, I've forwarded your website to Microsoft just in case there's any problems. I just wanted to tell you that Microsoft said that they don't contact customers when I asked them.
They don't contact customers, you're absolutely correct. But the thing is that, you know, you are a motherfucker. You have an index finger, you should put your index finger in your ass and smell it, you bastard.
You know you're going to be on YouTube, don't you? What was your name?
My name is Alan.
Alan. Okay, cool. Carry on.
Alan.
Who's this I'm speaking to?
Okay, sure. My name is Thomas Wilson, and I'm the senior supervisor for computer maintenance department.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure there's some sort of reverse liability. So, Thomas, can I just get the contact phone number for you, just in case we get disconnected?
No problem, sir. On the form only, sir. When you get connected to the technician, you will get all the details over there.
Well, can I have it now?
No, we cannot be right now, sir. That's the problem.
Why is it a problem to get a contact number now for?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Can I ask, how did you know that my person's name is Mr. Keane? Sorry, what was your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, I was talking to an Alan and to a Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, hello. My name is Shane and I'm the Senior Supervisor from Windows Service Center.
G'day, Shane.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, good, mate, good.
Yeah. Alright. So I guess you just spoke with my representative and she was just trying to helping you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What option you can see?
Well, I've got the option of either ringing the New Zealand Consumer Protections people and reporting you guys for fraud. I've got the options of perhaps reporting you guys to the police for the continual harassment and phone calls that I'm getting. I've got the option of reporting you. I mean, do you have anything you'd like to say to the YouTube viewers that are going to be watching this? Because I'm recording this interaction. Do you have anything?
Listen to me very carefully. You are an asshole, okay?
Oh, I'm an arsehole, am I?
The motherfucker, fuck off yourself, asshole. The motherfucker, fuck off yourself, asshole.
Oh, really?
Good morning, Microsoft New Zealand. Just speaking with Christy.
Hi, Chrissy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Not too bad. My name's Mark. I'm calling in regards to, over the last few days, I've had a couple of calls from Windows technical support in regards to infected files on my computer.
Okay, yeah, we are aware that there are quite a few scammers operating in New Zealand at the moment.
Yeah.
So the call that you have received will have been from a scammer. Microsoft does not reach out to you.
I didn't think they
to let
did,
you know
no.
that there's an issue with your computer. The only time we would do that is if you contact us
Sure.
looking for technical support, and we would, if we aren't able to sort it out straight away, we can escalate it and organise a call back.
Cool.
So that would be the only time we'd contact you. So you didn't allow them access to your computer?
No, I sort of build computers for fun, so I sort of knew what they were up to, and it's the fourth time they've now called me over a 3-year period, and each time I've captured them on videotape. However, this last time when they rung on the 27th of August and again last night, and at the end of the last call last night, the guy got quite abusive. You know, some names were called, but I put them all up on YouTube, and I've already made I think what they call an orb complaint. I've pushed the orb button on the police and reported them in that fashion. I managed to get their phone number, whether it's real or not I don't know. It's a 1-800 number. And their website, I also got the website that they send you to, along with 4 of their names. Although I've not really met many Indian people with English names, but all 4 of these guys did, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we've had a lot of reports of people saying Indian people have contacted them, giving them names like, like
Jennifer, Tom, yeah, Alan, yep.
And we don't understand quite what their thinking is behind that. We would have thought, it would have been a bit more legitimate to give themselves a generic Indian name.
Exactly.
Kumar or something.
Exactly.
So we're a bit confused, and sometimes they have actually been giving out the Auckland phone number.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was also really strange because, they're calling people at night and they're saying to them, we'll give you a call back. What's the number? We'll call you back. So they give them the Auckland number, and then they call that, and they, saying, but the office is closed because
Sure.
the office is closed. So it's a bit confusing. We can't quite understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I'd love to take down the information you've
Sure.
got, the phone numbers, the website,
Sure.
and also the YouTube videos that you've put up. So I
Sure, by all means. My YouTube channel for a start is CKA, as in commonly known as Mark, then OTHO for of the house of.
yeah. And then Keen.
Keen, yep.
Royal in blood than you or I or...
Last I checked, she's not sovereign either. She's still bound by gravity.
And
She's, you got to think about
but
that. When
she's
people
not Sex Coburg Solberg.
Yeah.
Is she?
Sex Coburg Gotha.
Gotha.
Yeah, in Windsor, I think it is.
Changed to Windsor.
Yes, that's right.
Through the
Yeah.
B4.
Excuse me?
Mate, don't touch me, please.
Oh, I just needed to sit.
I don't care what you do. Don't push me, buddy. Why are you walking away, John?
John, what's that? Yeah, right.
future police officer at the residence.
Excuse me? I just need to push me.
Well, you're walking away, John.
What's that? Yeah, right.
Welcome to the real world. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice.
A live shot now, that might just be a little bit shocking, be careful, is naked. Did you see that? Everyone you can see there is naked. Did you see that? Yeah? 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 What on earth is going on in Hamilton? I can't believe what I saw, and why all these people are dining nude. Hey, we would like to make an apology, a genuine apology, if a little bit earlier on in the show, that you saw too much.
Secret Service boy right there.
Excuse me? Oh, I just need you to sit.
I don't care what you need. Don't push me, buddy. Well, you're walking away, John. If a man touched me and pushed me, is that assault?
What's the story?
He just pushed me out of the road after I said this gentleman.
Oh, he's a policeman, obviously. He's doing it.
Oh, irrespective, he's just a man, he pushed me, so is that assault or not?
Okay, well, depends what he was doing.
I just want to make a claim.
A claim?
I'm not interested in complaints. I don't whinge. If that man touched me, is that assault or not?
Well, it depends on the circumstances.
So, what circumstances is it okay for someone to touch someone else?
You just need to go to a police station, okay? Because they're busy here today dealing with this event.
Pardon me? Say that again?
If you want to make a complaint about what happened to you, okay, you go to a police station, okay? Okay.
I was just curious, from your point of view, as a man, if another man touches another man, is that okay? Yes or no?
Well, it's not that straightforward.
It is that straightforward. Yes or no? Is another man allowed to touch another man?
It's not that straightforward.
It is that straightforward.
It's more complicated than just...
What more? You're talking about legislation or law?
Some references act, yes.
Acts are not laws. Acts are legislation. I don't understand legalese. I understand...
I've got a job to do.
Yeah, well, I'd like to know your answer. Unreal. Okay, so I've just been shoved by John Key's security guard. I've asked this gentleman here behind me if it's okay for another man to touch a man. Apparently it depends on the situation. We'll see about that. We'll make YouTube decide. Can I get your details, please, sir?
My code is there, sir.
What's your name, sir?
My code is there.
What's your name, sir? You've given a name, I don't recognise numbers.
Well, that's my code.
Unbelievable. What's that?
Yeah, well, you got a bit of a push there.
Did you? Did you see that? I got shoved. I just go and ask a police officer, excuse me, is it alright for another man to touch another man? And he tells me it depends on the situation. Last I checked, that's assault. And the cop won't even identify himself. QID. Can't even tell me his name. What a gutless man. that security is that private security of John Keys, so that he can ask you, I just need you to move. Well, I'm not going to move, mate. You have no authority over me. Gives me a shove. That's assault last I checked.
Good on the judge for pointing that out. I think that's a fairly fatal error.
Yeah.
That notice is part of
I made
the
her read it
procedure.
out.
It's part of the procedure and it's defective in its form.
So therefore, and I'm only asking to be informed, fully informed, so I can make a plea.
Should have that.
Yeah, they should, but they don't. And his argument was, well, everybody just pays and doesn't question it. Well, your first 2 years.
I'm a corrupt lawyer.
No, your first 2 years to the court. Any lawyer, any member of the Bar Association's first member is to the Law Society, not into the court.
That's your personal view.
No, that's the New Zealand Law Society answering my questions that I've already asked them. So I don't ask questions unless I know the answers first, all right?
You're a very forthright, clear-speaking person.
I've studied law for 5 years. I've got Butterworth's Law Dictionary right in there, mate.
You're quite capable of advancing your own case.
In front of the judge. I mean, well, they're not normally done in front of the judge. JPs and things like that normally.
I think it's just because Judge Black didn't like me last time. He took offence to being asked if he was practising law on the bench.
You have identified a lot of faults in the process, and you are so
Fatal
clear
flaws.
on what's
I am well
involved.
articulated.
Yeah, and that is really helpful to us.
Good luck.